So going back to energy production, back of the envelope, we're producing about 25% of our energy via hydroelectric. We're producing about 35% of our energy via nuclear. We're producing about 2% of our energy via wind and 1% of our energy via solar. The reason why I don't believe the governor's 2040 plan is nearly ambitious enough is because I think it is relying on old technology and old power production. I think that the big problem is that we have not clearly, in the last decade, ramped up wind or solar nearly quickly enough. And I understand that there are many, many projects about to come online, but I think the fear is that when you look at places like California, which have mandated that all new construction have solar attached to it, when you look at decentralizing our grid to make sure that homes not just have solar, but also have energy storage systems, possibly have geothermal, this is the way to strengthen our grid. This is the way to make sure that we do not lose energy production through power lines. These are the kind of things that seemingly would be also part of this plan if we were actually going to get to a truly renewable grid by 2040. What it seems from me and from my point of view is that we are going to get to that number by nuclear power that eventually will come offline, and that we're going to over-rely on 80-year-old hydroelectric dams, and that we will never actually wean ourselves off of natural gas plants. And the reason why I fear that is because we're still investing in natural gas infrastructure. If presumably by 2040 we would not be using it, why would we be still investing in pipelines throughout New York State?
I just think that it's just objectively true that this plan is investing in the new technologies. I don't know how you talk about 9 gigawatts of offshore, 6 gigawatts of solar, 3 gigawatts of storage, not to mention the level of...
But that number, sir, I'm sorry, gets us to about 40% energy. So eventually, we've got a problem, because eventually those nuclear power plants that produce 35% of our energy, it has to go somewhere. They can't last forever. Is that correct?
Well, I think, I'm sorry, perhaps we've been painting a confusing picture with the timelines. The 6 gigawatts of solar is 2025. The 3 gigawatts of storage is 2030. The 9 gigawatts of offshore wind is 35. So that's on the way. It's not all that it's going to take to get to the 2040 number. We're investing in the new stuff.